Hello everyone. I am Kalindi from Bennett University studying in third year BTech CSE. I have this subject called Seminar in Special Topics where I have to explain about a topic. So the topic which I have chosen is effect of environmental and emotional conditions on the lactation period of livestock. The content about which I will be talking in this presentation are introduction, what is lactation period, impact due to environment, impact due to emotion, and finally the conclusion. So, animals are a cardinal part of the world. Humans are dependent on animals in various ways. Over the last few years, there has been remarkable progress in the study of human emotions, but there is not much study which is being done in the emotion detection of animals. Various studies have shown that environment plays a crucial role in driving emotional changes in animals. So, in this presentation, I will be talking about both the emotional as well as environmental conditions together, how they impact the lactation period of livestock. So, moving to the next slide, that is, what is lactation period? So, the secretion and yielding of milk by the mammary gland is known as lactation period. Let us take an example of cows. Cows must calve to produce milk, and the lactation cycle is the period between one calving and the next. The cycle is split into four phases: the early, mid, and late lactation, each of about 120 days, and finally the dry period, which lasts as long as 65 days. In an ideal world, cows calve every 12 months. Poor feeding management of cows can lead to shorter, lower yielding lactations and increased calving interval. There are various factors which affect the lactation period of cow, and I will present that in further slides. So moving on to the next slide, that is impact on lactation due to environmental conditions. So, the amount of milk produced by livestock largely depends on the conditions they are put in, that is, the comfort, the area in which the number of cows are currently at that point of time. The production of milk will be more if the livestock is given proper comfort. Livestock with proper accommodation, that is, proper area to graze, provided with clean environment, increases the ability of good quality milk production. Now, we will talk about a disorder which occurs in cows. So, hypocalcemia is a disorder in which there is low amount of calcium in blood and milk. Cows suffer from this disorder before and after giving birth. It is one of the common disorders which affects cows at the onset of lactation. Now, if they are kept under stress and bad environmental conditions during this phase, the milk production can be heavily affected. Moving on to the next slide, we will talk about the concept of heat stress. So, the most suitable temperature for livestock is up to 25 degrees Celsius. What is heat stress? Heat stress is a phenomenon where cows cannot absorb more heat from the sun than they can get rid of by various methods, which are sweat, respiration, or by air blowing through the wind or fan. This can lead to lameness, this can lead to reduced dry matter intake, and this can also lead to dwindled milk production and a decrease in pregnancy rate. Now, there is one more very important concept which comes into place in heat stress, where we need to know that grave heat stress for cattle can prove to be life threatening, and milk production in severe cases can go beyond 10 lbs per head per day. The growth of livestock is affected by around 25% due to extreme weather conditions. This is why studying the concept of lactation and how it is being affected due to environmental conditions plays a huge role. Now, this is the lactation curve based on seasons. Here, there are four seasons being mentioned. One is autumn, one is winter, one is spring, and one is summer. So, in this slide, I have shown that with the change of temperature, how the lactation is being impacted. And as shown in the figure, the best time for lactation is winter and autumn. And during summers, as shown in the figure, there is minimal lactation. Now let's move on to the next slide. Now we will study that how impact on lactation is being done due to emotional conditions. So, a recent study claimed that happy cattle produces nutritious milk. This occurs because the level of calcium increases when cattle are induced with happiness hormone. If cows are kept in small rooms, they start feeling anxious and develop anxiety, which heavily impacts the milk production. Now, there is also a condition that if the cows are not separated from their calves within few days, the cows suffer from separation stress, and it heavily impacts the milk production. Unfamiliar noises, disturbances in housing and pasture, and strange animals, including man, are known to have adverse effects on lactation. Now we will study something about postpartum estrus. Now, this is a condition which refers to a condition where cows have not been observed or reported in estrus for several weeks after calving, often to the end of the voluntary waiting period in dairy cattle. It is well known that sulking stimulus and the mere presence of the calf are among the most important factors affecting the duration of estrus postpartum in beef cattle. So, this is a very important effect on the emotional condition of the livestock. Now, we will move on to the next slide. That is, according to popular estimates, about 83 million metric tons of milk was consumed in India alone. This has made India the world's largest milk consumer in the year 2021. This data adds more meaning to the relevance of the study, which needs to be conducted in the field of lactation of livestock. A large section of our society is dependent on milk, which makes it an important topic for research, such that the nutritional value of milk increases or the ways and factors affecting the quality and quantity of milk. Because the various factors accumulated together, it can bring great results, not only in the life of dairy farmers, which can be made better, but also a healthy environment can be provided to the livestock. The people directly or indirectly related to dairy products can enjoy the best nutritional value of milk. Thus, if cattle are kept in a good environment and emotional conditions, the nutritional value of milk can increase drastically. Further research in this domain will help to curb the efforts put in to recognize and analyze the reason behind the non production of good quality milk and will help identify the correct emotional, weather, and environmental conditions in which livestock should be kept in. So, here I conclude my presentation. I hope you liked it very much. Thank you.